Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that I'm late when it comes to this video. I kept putting this video off because I kept getting preoccupied with my 31 days of Halloween, which I can't wait to discuss everything I watched for this month for November. Excuse me, sorry about that. And September I didn't really watch a whole lot, but I can't wait to discuss everything I watched for October. And I said I have to get this video done before October ends. So I'm going to just dive right into it. I watched Warfare, A24's Warfare for the first time. And just like everyone else, I was worried about this because, the Academy, they love war propaganda. Saving Private Ryan, Born on the 4th of July, 1917, Dunkirk. And oddly enough, a lot of those movies have not won Best Picture. Saving Private Ryan, I'm still a little heated. That didn't win Best Picture at all. But Warfare is excellent. I watched this. I have the physical copy of this. I got it from Barnes & Noble. And like I said, a lot of people were worried that it was going to be just another war propaganda film. But this film is more about brotherhood than anything else. And I gave it 4 stars. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I really wanted to see this in theaters, but I missed it. Hopefully they can re-release it before the end of the year or around award season, because I would really like to see this in IMAX. Next, I watched Zom, and this is a horror action movie about this guy that goes to the hospital to save his girlfriend, who's a nurse, who's trapped inside by a zombie invasion. And the only thing he has to defend himself is his feet and his fists. And I thought this was a really interesting take on the zombie genre. I love zombies, anything to do with zombies. The Last of Us, Walking Dead, 28 Days Later, I absolutely love. And Zom, while I enjoyed this film, I did enjoy parts of it. I would say the only thing that kind of bothered me about this was I felt like it wasn't as gruesome enough as opposed to other, other horror genres in other zombie films or projects in the horror genre. And also the green screen, you can tell that there's a green screen in a lot of the action sequences, and sometimes it's kind of distracting. But other than that, I still had a good time with it. You can find it on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. And it's Zom, Ziam. And I gave this three stars. I thought it was decent, had a good enough time with it. Next, I watched Fixed. And this was, man, this was terrible. This was probably not only one of the worst movies I've seen this year, but probably one of the worst movies I've seen ever. It's just absolutely grotesque. If you guys have seen Sausage Party, it's essentially Sausage Party but with dogs. And it's about this dog that finds out he's getting neutered and runs away. And they could have really had a good message with that, but a lot of the humor is very sexual and not funny at all. I mean, it's basically South Park but with dogs and not any of the good humor at all. There's a lot of sexual stuff in this film, and not only that, but the animation looks very weird. I just wanted this film to end because it's one of the worst things I've seen. And it was created by Sony. Yeah, the same company that gave us one of the best films of the year, K-Pop Demon Hunters. And yeah, I don't know what happened with this, but I never ever want to see this film ever again. And I gave it 1 star on letterboxd. It's terrible. One of the worst films of the year. And it's on Netflix if you guys want to watch it just to see how bad it is. But yeah, it's garbage. Next, I watched Trainwreck Poop Cruise, and this is a documentary also on Netflix. And this is about a cruise that goes that cruise. I'm blanking on the name of the cruise. It's one of the Carnival cruises, but I believe the cruise was going to Mexico, and the power went out, and they essentially lost not only the power, but a lot of people lost the AC in their in a lot of their rooms, and also they couldn't connect to Wi-Fi, and they also lost. I mean, a lot of people had to go to the bathroom using a plastic bag that was supplied to them by a lot of the workers on the cruise. Not only that, but like I said, people couldn't connect to their loved ones because they didn't have any Wi-Fi at all, and it was so hot in their rooms that a lot of people had to sleep on the deck. And it was, I mean, a lot of people were practically losing their freaking minds that they couldn't use their bathroom, and that they had to go in a plastic bag. Like, it smelled so bad that people started throwing their, bags with their bodily fluids overboard. And a lot of people were also, and by a lot of people I mean mainly dudes, a lot of dudes were pissing overboard because they couldn't use their bathrooms. It's absolutely grotesque but hilarious at the same time. I gave it 3 stars, and you can find this on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. Oh God, disgusting but very amusing for some reason. Next, I watched Eeny Meeny, and this has Samara Weaving in it. And I'll just read to you my review that I wrote on Letterboxd. I wrote, "I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks this film is just like Baby Driver, but with a smaller budget. The first half of this film feels like a action adventure comedy, and the rest of it feels like a family therapy session. Samara Weaving, can you please get a new agent?" Yeah, Samara Weaving, excellent talent, but this film, it was a hit for me. I mean, there were parts of this film that I liked, but overall, they should have stuck to one genre. It should have just been a drama heist film as opposed to a action adventure comedy. And I gave it 2.5 stars. It was decent. It's not as bad as that other film with Samara Weaving that came out this year with the Stalker fan. Yeah, that one was a whole nother level of bad. But yeah, Samara Weaving, love her, but please, can someone write her a decent film? Next, I watched Lost in Starlight, which you can also find this on Netflix. The Eeny Meeny, I watched that on Hulu, but Lost in Starlight, excellent film, beautiful animation. I actually hope that it gets nominated for one of the big awards at the award shows, whether it's Golden Globe or Academy Awards. I do hope it gets in for Best Animated Film because it has a great message of grief and depression, and also the movie just looks beautiful, and it has a great soundtrack. So I think you guys would really enjoy this. If you love anything anime related, you would like this. It's streaming on Netflix, and I think not enough people are talking about it. So yeah, Lost in Starlight, very great film. Gave it 4 stars and a heart. Excellent. Next, I watched Him, and I already did my review on this film. I gave it 2.5 stars. I don't think Him is as bad as a lot of people were saying. There are elements of the film that work, and there are elements of it that don't work. Marlon and Tyrese give great performances. I love the score. the soundtrack, the cinematography, but there's too many cooks in the kitchen with this film. There's the metaphors that they're trying to get across and the symbolism, they don't work just because it seems like there are too many people on the script that were trying to get their POVs across, and it didn't really come out the way they wanted it to. And there's a few open-ended questions that a lot open in there's a lot of stuff that was left open-ended that people still have questions about, and it just didn't feel fleshed out enough for me. You add 30 or 40 more minutes to the film, I think it could have been great. But yeah, I don't think the film was terrible. I just didn't love it as much as I wish I would have. And I gave it 2.5 stars. Next, I watched The Strangers Chapter 2, and whew, man, probably one of the most boring films of this year. Now, the only thing that saved this film for me from, while this film is boring, I do think this is slightly better than part one, chapter one, but that's not really saying much. Madeline Pesh, she does the best with what she is given, but ultimately that doesn't save this film from being boring. The whole movie is a cat and mouse chase. The first 20-30 minutes of the film with her in the hospital being chased by the strangers is the best part of the movie. And I've said this in my review of The Strangers, and I'm going to say it again. Excuse me. But giving the strangers a backstory, no one cares at all. We don't want to know who they are. We don't care who they are. It could have been anyone else in that cabin, and the same thing would happen to them. That's what makes it scary. So I'm not going to harp too much on this film because I've already said everything. There's too much flashback and exposition that we don't need. And the scene with the boar was just, I don't understand it. I mean, she got Revenant. What? At first I thought it was a horse, but a boar? What? Yeah, and I gave it 2 stars only because of the hospital scene, which is the only part of the movie I actually liked. So yeah, I don't want to revisit this, and unfortunately there's going to be another one, which we didn't ask for. Next, and the final film I watched for the month of September is One Battle After Another. And I love this more than I thought I would. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorite actors. He's phenomenal. I'm not too familiar with a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson's filmography other than Magnolia, but this film was excellent. And I did a double feature the day I went to see One Battle After Another. It was One Battle After Another and The Strangers Chapter 2. And The Strangers Chapter 2 felt way longer than One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another is close to 3 hours, but somehow I enjoyed the film more, and it felt, the pacing was great for an almost 3-hour film. And with The Strangers Chapter 2, I went to see that first, and that film felt, oh God, it felt like I was watching the Titanic. I was just like, can this film end already? But One Battle After Another, one of the best films of the year. I don't think it's, a lot of people keep trying to put this above Sinners. Like, what is the best movie of the year? Like, is a movie gonna top Sinners? While this film is great, I love it, I don't think that this film tops Sinners. The performances are great. Chase Infinity, man, she's gonna be a star. She's excellent in the film. Her and Leonardo have excellent chemistry together as father and daughter. And Paul Thomas Anderson, he respects pronouns. I love it. I'm here for it. The car chase scene was excellent. My only grief with the film is the ending, and with how with how Tiana Taylor and Regina Hall's characters were portrayed. Like Tiana Taylor going out as a rat, and never felt like her character got a definite ending to her story at all. I mean, she just disappears and we don't hear from her again to till like towards the end of the story, but then she's narrating a letter that she wrote to Chase Infinity's character, and Regina Hall, she just like goes to prison, I guess. I need to go back and rewatch this film because I really enjoyed it aside from the ending. And Sean Penn in this film, ugh, what a disgusting piece of crap this dude is. I mean, who definitely one of the most hated characters. He's going to go down as one of the most hated characters in any film ever made. So yeah, I gave this 4.5 stars. Loved it. Definitely going to get it on physical media when it comes out, and hopefully I can see this again before they take it out of theaters. So yeah, that is everything I watched in the month of September. Let me know what you guys think. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to stay updated with more movie, TV show, and comic book news and reviews. And happy spooky season.